Hi Capricorn, this is April with Astrolada.com. I'm here with your February 2017 monthly horoscope, and I have this beautiful board here to demonstrate where the planetary activity is happening this month for my Capricorns. So first of all, we'll talk about where the sun is traveling because it is the brightest luminary in our sky, and wherever it travels, it really highlights that certain area of life for you and brings it more to the forefront so that you can see it and act upon it. So right now it's in Aquarius, the first 2 weeks of the month, which is your second house. The second house is how you earn your money, and money is something that's so important to Capricorn energy, generally speaking about Capricorn. So money that you earn through hard work, and that's something that you guys are usually pros and experts at. So some of my Capricorns could have gotten a new job position that earned them some more money, especially because there was a new moon at the very end of January that happened in the same second house right here. New beginnings with money. You could be looking at your budget and how you're financing things, how you are managing your money, maybe even looking at more ways to earn money. And just an example of how this plays out in real life. Yes, my husband is a Capricorn rising and has been talking to me while the sun's in Aquarius, new moon in Aquarius, about how we can, cut costs and look at our finances and see where we can, cut down on certain things. And also he did find another way to make a little bit of extra money. So yeah, this definitely plays out for you guys this month, especially because of that new moon that happened to bring a new beginning there. Now on the 3rd of the month, we have Venus switching signs. So Venus is the planet of love and beauty and relationships and all things enjoyable here in the physical world. So she moves from Pisces into Aries. And for Capricorns, Aries is your 4th house of home and family life. So Mars is already here. Mars moved into your 4th house at the very end of January. So Mars is, he's more action and he's action oriented. He makes you really take initiative towards things and wherever he transits for you. And also on a negative side, he can be a little bit pushy, a little bit aggressive, a little bit wanting to fight everybody, pointing that pointy arrow at people, poking them and stuff. So this is your 4th house of home and family. So there could have been maybe some conflicts that started coming up around family and home. Maybe some changes that you want to initiate around your home. But then Venus steps in the mix here on February 3rd. Wherever Venus travels, she brings a little bit more beauty and sweetness to that area. So maybe you guys are beautifying your home. Maybe you want to take action to okay, we really need to clean up this place. I know I've been hearing that from my husband since Mars moved into Aries. We really need to clean up this place. We need to make it more beautiful. So maybe starting to buy some things to beautify your home or make your home more enjoyable. That can definitely be what you guys are doing during this Venus and Mars transit. Or just wanting to spend more time with family too. Maybe get out and do some fun things because Mars is action and Venus is enjoyment. So getting out with your family, doing some enjoyable things. Very, very fun for you guys to do with this transit. Some of you guys could be focused on moving also with Mars and Venus here. And maybe you may be taking the actions towards it or the plans towards it. And then once some more energy moves into Aries in March, you guys may actually make that move and initiate it. But we'll see in March. Tune in March and I'll let you know if that's really going to be something that can transpire for you guys. On February 6th, we have Jupiter moving retrograde. So Jupiter, it rules greater opportunities, good luck, expansion, blessings that seem to come from somewhere, somewhere beyond. And it's opportunities. So it's moving retrograde, and I know we just came off of a Mercury retrograde in your sign in January. And this is not a retrograde to cause chaos like Mercury can. This is more bringing back opportunities that maybe you didn't grab before, or maybe, you tried out for something, you applied for something, didn't get it. Well, when Jupiter's retrograde, it can come back to you, And for you guys, Jupiter in Libra, this is in your 10th house of career. Career usually for Capricorn is super important because career is a big part of your identity, part of who you are as a person, what makes you you, So this can be an opportunity brought back to you to expand upon career. So Jupiter will be retrograde up until the beginning of June. So yeah, I really hope you guys find some really great career opportunities and grab them this time, you know, really go after those. On the 7th of February, we have Mercury moving out of your sign in Capricorn into your second house in Aquarius. Oh, here he is, Aquarius. So Mercury in Aquarius, Mercury in your second house, this is more energy towards managing and organizing and budgeting your money. So finding more ways to earn money, finding less ways to spend money, more saving, you know, you maybe focus on that, opening a savings account, coming up with plans if you are partnered with somebody, like living with someone or married or whatever, plans to, you know, budget your money a little bit better, thinking about money. I mean, money is going to be on your mind. Your mind's on your money, your money's on your mind once Mercury moves here. But since Mercury moves so fast, he's only going to be in Aquarius in your second house for like 2 weeks. Then on the 25th, he moves into Pisces, which is your third house. So let me tell you something about Mercury in the third house. The third house is also the house of the mind. Okay, and Mercury also rules your mind and thinking. So this is like double Mercury going on. That creates kind of like a tornado, like a Tasmanian devil is going to be up here, Capricorn, like whizzing around up there, throwing a bunch of papers and information and data around up there in your mind, kind of making you a little bit restless, making you want to do a whole bunch of things at one time. So this is my advice to you. You're a Capricorn. Capricorns generally like to take things slow. So try to slow down, you know, slow your mind down a little bit during that time, and not try to take on too many tasks that can burn yourself out, number one. Number two, you can have all these scattered things around that you left unfinished because you were on it for like a few minutes and then you were on to the next thing because your mind is just, you know, short attention span syndrome. That's what I call this transit. So that's Mercury in your third house. On the 18th of the month, we have the Sun moving from Aquarius in your second house of money into Pisces in your third house of the mind and communication and your siblings and traveling around doing a bunch of errands. So Capricorns, you guys are going to be so super busy, active mind. It may be a little bit harder to sleep, to be honest, but you know, you guys are a very like solid as a rock type of sign, you know, like you guys, even if you don't get that great of sleep, I'm sure you can still go to work the next day and still work just as hard. Just really try to take care of yourself, like with that rest, because it will be difficult, but definitely you're going to be busy running a lot of errands. As long as you try to take things a little slow and, you know, space things out and stay organized, you can accomplish a lot during this transit. That's the benefit of it, is accomplishing a lot of things if you follow through. You guys are generally a follow through type of sign, so you may not have too much of a problem there. So now let's talk about the eclipses. They are super duper important, huge like planetary activity changes that happen that really bring some like breakthroughs in people's lives. So every month we have a full moon and a new moon, which is normal. They bring changes as well, but eclipses last a little bit longer as far as seeing the effects of them. So it's said that like maybe a few weeks or a month before the eclipse happens, you can see a buildup of activity, of energy, of actions that happen, of thoughts and dreams that happen that initiate a change that is going to be brought about based on the eclipse. Then once the eclipse hits, between that time and 6 months after is when you can really see things come into a fruition, come into more development as far as, you know, the change that it initiates. So with all that being said, the first eclipse happens on the 10th or 11th of February, depending upon where you live, happens in the sign of Leo. For you guys, that is your 8th house. That is money that you receive partnered with another person, whether that is in a marriage or a long-term relationship or in a business partnership. It's called other people's money, okay? Or money that you get from taxes from the government. And the sun is going to be down here during that time in your second house of the money that you earn from actually working. So there is, this is an opposition. That's a full moon. It's the sun and moon opposite. So there's like a tension that builds up, and then something comes to a breaking point with money. So I would say really watch your discussions with a partner and a relationship partner as well, based around money. Okay, the money fights, try to avoid those. Try to come to some agreement on them. But I do see money changing for you guys, whether it is your partner gets a new job, a new source of income, you get a new job, a new source of income, or maybe even one of you guys, just being honest, loses one of those sources of income and then have to work together. Someone has to depend on the other, like someone else becomes the main provider of the resources and the income because of that change. Now, this full moon is actually making some pretty positive aspects, so I'd say it's going to be a positive change, but you guys tell me what happens. This making a trine to Saturn here in Sagittarius in your 12th house. The 12th house is hidden, things that are hidden. And then a trine to Uranus here in your 4th house of home and family. Then it makes a sextile, which is another type of positive aspect, to Jupiter here in your 10th house of career. So we've got money, home and family life, career, and stuff behind the scenes that this eclipse in the beginning of the month brings about for you. So I think there's going to be changes in career, which in return changes your money, which in return changes something with your place of living. So maybe you move because you guys got like a sweet new job, you know, somebody got a great new job. So you guys move because you're making more money now. Or it can be that maybe you guys have to downsize because of a job change and maybe start cutting back on, you know, your resources and the things you spend money on, and maybe even move to a smaller place of living, you know, so that you can reduce your finances down. I mean, your financial obligations down. Or maybe there's just so much joy within your family life and you guys are just like hanging out and having a good time because you came into more money. You have a great career change that happened. So those are just a few different scenarios that I see for the eclipse in Leo bringing for you guys. So the second eclipse happens in the sign of Pisces. It's when the sun and moon come together in the same sign. And this is your 3rd house. So this is also being joined. It's joining Neptune and also the South Node. And also Mercury is here too. But Neptune and the South Node are in an actual conjunction with the new moon. So new moons are about releasing and letting go because it's clearing the way. Neptune is about letting go and releasing. So is the sign of Pisces. And the South Node is also about letting go. So this is the house of more like the lower mind, so to speak. Maybe there's just some kind of way of thinking and way of believing that you guys are going to let go of in order to allow greater opportunity to come into your mind. Maybe you guys are just so focused on work, and life is hard, and then you just finally say, you know what, I'm gonna let go of those ideals and like let go of thinking, because Capricorn is also an energy that, you know, can represent hard times. You know, times of having to slave away and work so hard and see life as always being, everything is hard and everything is a chore and everything is work. Maybe this new moon eclipse kind of brings you a new way of thinking where you're like, I'm gonna let go of that and I'm gonna like actually enjoy life a little bit more and allow myself the time to have a little bit more fun and stop trying to do too many things at one time. And you know, yeah, sure, I may have gotten like a sweet new career, or we may have had financial changes, but you know, it's time to let go and release some old ideals about something, you know. So that's what the eclipse, that's just one example of that eclipse can bring for you. But of course, let us know what this eclipse brings for you once it does happen for my Capricorns. So that was it, Cappies, for your February 2017 forecast. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you would like a personalized reading with me, I do have a readers page on Astrolada.com, so go find me over there, hit me up, we can get a reading scheduled. I would so love to speak with you. All right, so take care of yourselves. I hope you guys have a really great month.